Kobe, I've been knowing you for a long, long time. I've always wanted to ask you this question. We kind of have similar backgrounds. I'm from New Jersey. I know you're from the Philadelphia area. You moved to Italy. I was, hanging out in Germany as a youngster. How was it growing up in Italy? Did you live on a place that was with all Americans, or were you with Italian kids?
Yeah, we because we were also young. I was 6. My sister Shay was 7. My eldest Sheree was 8. And so we were just starting elementary school, basically. And so our parents just immersed us in Italian culture. So we were just surrounded by Italian kids. We were just learning the language as they were. So for us, it was full immersion. And there were no American bases. There was nothing. It was just straight Italian.
So where did you get the killer instinct from as a basketball player? Because for me, I used to go on the Army base, and being the big kid, I used to have to play with the big guys. Mm-hmm. So they used to throw me around and beat me up. Where did you get your killer instinct from?
Well, yeah, I think a lot of it had to do with isolation. Growing up over there and being the only African-American kid. Not being able to speak the language, I gravitated towards the game. And in that game, you find a lot of, you find solace in the game. And then when you play with kids that might not accept you because you're an outsider, but yet when we come to play the game, that's my chance to get vengeance on them for not accepting me. And that's where it kind of started developing. And throughout the course of my life, it's always been that. It's always been the outsider and having to come in and prove, or to seek some sort of vengeance when I play.
Do you remember what you told me one day in the forum when I first met you? Mm-hmm. You said you were going to be the finish it for me.
What, the greatest player of all time?
Yes. You remember you told me that?
No, but that sounds something.
No,
that sounds like something that I would say.
you actually said that, and then you actually said, "I'm gonna be the Will Smith of the NBA." This was your
really?
year, and I was like, "All right, okay."
Will Smith.
You said.
Yeah, times have changed. I've always had ambition.
Another thing you told me as an 18-year-old, I'm gonna be better than Mike. So I knew it definitely drove you, and it's always gonna be those comparisons when somebody's come before you. And you do it to him. I mean, I don't know if you patterned the game after him or not. I don't know if you watched him in high school, but there was a lot of similarities. But I know that day you passed up Michael Jordan, I know you was probably riding in your car like.
You know what, man? I thought I would be. But, what happened is when I came in the league and I wanted to take him on, right? I mean, all I heard was, they called him Black Panther, they called him Black Jesus and all this stuff. I said, I want to see what this is about. And, but what happened is that he wound up becoming a big brother to me.
How you doing, man? I know where you're going. You gotta get up quick.
If you knew where I was going, why you go for the fake?
Mike, after you fake the ball, where else you gonna go?
You left your feet.
Yeah, but where else you gonna go?
In the game, I go for you.
I spun all the way around.
I go for these ribs right here.
He saw something in me that reminded him a lot of himself when he was coming up. And he took me under his wing a lot and showed me a lot of things, taught me a lot of things, a lot of leadership things.
Kobe Bryant passes the great Michael Jordan and moves into 3rd on the NBA's all-time scoring list.
So when I passed him up, I remember talking to him afterwards and saying, this is kind of, it's like he's still here. The information and the stuff that he's passed on to me, I'm breathing that spirit back into the game all over again, which is a lot of the reason why I try to do that now for the next generation, because he did that for me. Bill Russell did that for me, Jerry West, and all these guys, but Michael in particular. What most people don't know is our story goes back when I met you
in Orlando.
In Orlando.
Right.
You guys were playing the Pacers in the playoffs in '94, and I came to a game, and Penny back then was my role model, and I looked up to him quite a bit. I asked to take a picture with him. He kind of brushed me off.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I came to you, asked to take a picture, and you were like, "Yeah, come here, young fella. Yeah, where you from?"
I remember that.
And that's when it's the first time I met you.
I don't know if you know this, but I was in Atlanta, still with the Orlando Magic. We get a call from Jerry West, my agent, 2 a.m. Me and Jerome, we out at the club. Jerry West says, "I got what you want." At that time, I was asked for 150. I knew I wasn't gonna get 150, but Jerry got me 120. So he called me up to the room, and he put the piece of paper on the thing. And before I could sign, he stopped me. He said, "Let me tell you something. I just acquired this kid from Charlotte. You and him gonna get about 3 or 4 championships." I was like, "Who you talking about?" He said, "Kobe Bryant." I was like, "All right, cool." I wasn't worried about none of that. I was just trying to get to that 120 and trying to get to that 120. And that was the first time I I knew of your greatness. And then when you came in, you was 18, you was doing a lot, and I can remember one time in the 3-on-2 drill, you came down on Sean Rooks and you put it between, bing, 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 bing. And Dale said, shh, Kobe, one day you're going to be a great player, but don't ever do that again.
I had the opportunity, to play against guys like Shaq and, of course, Byron Scott, Eddie Jones, Cesar Ceballos, and it's been a great training camp so far. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm enjoying it to the fullest.
One thing what I loved about you as an 18-year-old is you wanted it. A lot of guys on our team didn't want it, but you wanted it at a 18-year-old. And that's why in the Utah game, everybody talks about those air balls. I wasn't mad at you.
Open Kobe Bryant for three, another air ball. He shoots back-to-back air balls, Jazz basketball.
And that's why I was the first one to come grab you and say, hey, I know everybody's laughing and giggling now, but one day people will fear you at the end of the game. So I knew that about you as an 18-year-old. It was fun.
I remember the first practice, we had Travis Knight on the team. And, you proceeded to just annihilate this kid. And, just from everything, from talking trash to him to, he was afraid to get on the bus. And one thing that I noticed about you from the jump was that you didn't respect people that you could bully. You didn't respect them, and you test them, and you'd see what they let you get away with, and you'd see if they would fold to that. And that was the first thing I observed about you, and that competitive fire that you had. And then it all started making sense to me. That's how I see him play with that rage when it comes out. And that's how I see guys, when he plays, they back away from him because they're afraid of him. They're afraid of that confrontation, that physicality. And then I remember you taking me down to Jerry's Deli. Back in the day, we had the big flip phones, you know what I mean? I didn't have one, though. You had one. You put it. I said, man, I didn't get one of those, man. That's pretty damn cool. Man. You had, the big joint and just hanging out with you, man. And you showing me the ropes from day one.
Listen, I got beat up. I got hack and shack. I was tired, man. I ain't doing no work. I'm going home. I'm swimming. Me and Uncle Jerome, we sipping pina coladas. We eating burgers.
My ass is in the gym 10 hours a day.
One thing I know I got a kid that's going to give me 40 whenever he wants to.
Being swept out of the playoffs in May.
96 through 99 was a frustrating point. I don't know about, maybe a little bit for you, but for me, being one of the best bigs in the league and having that title of not winning one, I think it took toll on both of us. I wanted to get it. You wanted to get it.
Well, I'm at a point in my life where individual honors don't mean much anymore. I'm just, more worried about what the team is capable of doing.
I admit I was probably crazy. Well,
we both weren't necessarily stable.
Because my thing is, I didn't want to, for us and for me, I didn't want to have that title of, they ain't got one yet.
Right.
I remember one day reading in the paper, Shaq's averaging 20 or 30 and doing this, and the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said, well, he didn't win none yet.
Right.
So is he great? And that just kind of,
yeah. Well, I one thing that I understood was your necessity to have to win one. There was a lot of pressure. And I think there was a lot of frustration because you kept seeing this kid and everybody kept saying, okay, be patient with this kid, be patient with this kid. And you're saying, listen, I don't have patience. I have to win now. And this kid needs to develop now.
Remember that?
I think I can remember the first time we had our first fight and you looked and said, okay, this is crazy.
I did say that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
you did.
Crazy.
You did. Anyway, we were playing a pickup game. We was doing a lockout season, Southwest College, playing a pickup game. We're on opposite teams.
Right.
And trash talking.
Yes.
And you kept saying, yeah, take that little. I'm like, I'm looking around. Oh, me.
Yes.
Right? And
Yeah.
I said, well, hold on. Ain't gonna be too many more of those little,
Yeah, I remember that.
And what'd you say? Well, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? And then that's, the next thing I knew, I saw a big hand coming this way. And I remember going this way. And I remember throwing some lollipop. Golden Polynese came and caught. And then they all just kind of broke us apart, broke us up. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, man, he wants this thing. It affects him, right? I mean, it consumes him. And then from that moment on, I knew we spoke the same language. It doesn't matter if we had disagreements this and the other, our drive to win, like we have to win. There's no other option. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna get this done. And we did it.
Portland has 3 timeouts left. The Lakers have 2. Bryant to Shaq.
My favorite Kobe moment is in the finals in Indiana. I foul out.
Rose's 20-foot jumper, no good. Rebound should be Shaq. Smith's got it. Loose ball foul. Shaq is out of the game.
I'm like, damn, I let the team down again. And you put your hand on my shoulder and said, don't worry, big fella, I got it. And you took over.
Kobe fires the jumper and gives LA the lead. Shaw running one-hander. Followed in by Kobe Bryant.
Well, you can just feel the tension in this building.
Reggie off the screen for three.
Reggie for the win!
No! And that's it! The Lakers take a 3-1 series lead. It doesn't get any better than this, ever.
Always knew you was a bad cat, but that moment right there, because you had no fear, I was like...
Well, you know, I knew how much it meant to you, right? And as brothers, you don't let your brother down, right? It wasn't my time yet. This championship was yours, right? Because you had worked hard to get us to this point, right? For your whole career in Orlando and all the disappointments, and here you are. And it's my responsibility to pick that up. And then, you know, tactically, I don't think anybody knows this, but yeah, I was filming some show at UCLA the summer before, and Reggie Miller was up there at UCLA. And I said, okay, they got a really good team in Indiana. We might see these guys. And I said, you know, let's play one-on-one. And we played one-on-one. I proceeded to really measure him and see what he liked to do defensively, see where he moved, see where he was weak at, what I could exploit. And so when that happened in the finals, we were here, I knew what I had. I knew what I could take. I knew what he would give me. And it was just a matter of just measuring him and going to work. So it was a thought-out attack for him.
I fouled out. Kobe Bryant took over. He's a fabulous player. And now, uno más to go.
This is it, fellas. You work all year long for it, man. Shaq the man, most dominant player in the world.
Finally got one. Damn.
After the first championship, I'm happy. Matter of fact, in my mind, I'm done. Now I can go do what I want to do. So I'm here, we go to the parade, do that, boom, I jump on the plane, take the family back to Orlando. I'm sitting. Oh, Kobe and them got their first championship. Can they get another one?
Right.
Will they be known as a Laker dynasty? Can they do it again? So, you know, I'm mad, I'm upset. One thing I know I got a guy that's gonna be ready. So I admit a lot of times I didn't come into camp ready, because that's just how I got done. Because my thing is, I don't need to get ready for dunking.
Right.
I don't need to get ready. I'll get ready when I get ready. So because I had you, I was able to just chill out in the summer, do what I do.
See, that's what pissed me off. That was it right there. That was.
Listen, I got beat up. I got hack and shack. I was tired, man. I ain't doing no work. I'm going home. I'm swimming. Me and Uncle Jerome, we sipping pina coladas. We eating burgers.
My ass is in the gym 10 hours a day.
One thing I know I got a kid that's gonna give me 40 whenever he wants to. So Robin is at the top of the key. He shoots it, and it goes in. And I'm like, everybody's going crazy. I'm like, oh,
we just won.
We won the game. I was like, yeah, I'm glad he hit that shot.
Angeles Lakers.
Told you we was gonna do it.
I would love to be able to take our 0-1 team, match it up with the 91 Bulls team. So I know Michael feels like that was when he was at his best, 91 Bulls team. The 88 Lakers, or the 89 Lakers, before Magic got hurt. And roll the ball out and, you know, we can play and see what happens. But unfortunately, we can't. So to be able to sit here and say we were the best and we were better is, what difference does that make? You ask us, of course we're the best. You ask Michael and Scotty, of course they're the best. You ask Magic and Cap, of course they're the best.
What makes us the best is that no other duo had as many outside controversies as me and you had. That's why I always say we're the most enigmatic. Nobody can figure us out. Most controversial when it comes time to step on the court, most dominant 1-2 punch, little, big, ever created in the game. And that's my reason. Scottie and Mike, they did their thing. Kareem and Magic always did their thing. They were always smiling and hugging, but me and you weren't always smiling and hugging.
No, you know me. I always go to tactics first. And I'm trying to think, how would Phil and Johnny Bach handle what we're bringing, right, with you down low? Because they've never seen that before. What would they do with Luke Longley now? That wasn't Luke at the time. It was Bill Cartwright.
That's barbecue chicken.
Right. So how do you that's always the question, right? And even with the Magic team and the Showtime Lakers and the speed and this, that, and the other, what people didn't understand, and the small ball that people play now, if you guys were playing today, you can't play that style today. And I'm saying, hold on, man. I don't think you guys really understand how much we control pace and tempo. Because with you down there, the game stops. You can't go anywhere. Because the defense has got to come down and get you. It stops them from running out. There's nothing you can do. There's no long rebounds. There's none of that going on. The game is always chopped up because you're drawing fouls all the time. And so I would love to see how they would deal with that. You remember playing against the Queens?
I remember the game 4.
7 seconds. Bryant putting a move on Christie. Rebound O'Neal. Coming up short. Ori for the win.
I got the rebound, and I didn't want to get hack a shot because I was playing hard.
Quick.
Right? I shot it so quick, and I don't want to go to the line down 1, and I missed by far. So I try to come back in real quick, right? I miss, I get it back. Body taps it out my hand. Robin's at the top of the key, he shoots it, and it goes in. I'm like, everybody's going crazy. I'm like, oh,
we just won.
Yeah, we won that game. I was like, I'm glad he hit that shot.
I never asked Vlade this. No, I wish I thought to ask him this. I never asked him why the hell he slapped the ball away like that. Like, if you want to slap it up and out. Right? Put it up in the air. Like, he just smacked it out. And
I shot
it was like a bounce pass.
Yeah.
But you shot that. You did. Yes, you did. You did. Go up there in Game 7, we win. And my favorite moment that we ever had was on the bus leaving the arena, leaving Arco Arena. What we do?
When we got there, people were mooning us.
Uh-huh.
So after the game, all of us put our ass on the window, and we mooned them. And the guy was like, and the guy was just looking at it.
Thank God they have camera phones back then.
I know, right? It would have been all bad. I remember that.
That was my favorite moment, man.
But I knew we were going to win that game because I could see you over there bouncing up and down. And I'm saying, I got to win the game. So I don't know if you noticed about me, but during the national anthem, I would always look at the other team and just see her make eye contact. So, on the land of the free. So I catch Vlade's eye, and Vlade does this.
Looks down.
I said, uh-oh. And then, I catch this Stojakovic, like, he puts his head down and said, oh, we got this game.
But the thing about us, we didn't give a damn. We were playing. We didn't care. We came in there like, we're coming here to kick y'all ass. Cowbells, all this bells and whistles, all this stuff's going on. It's better, actually.
It was a great series. But yeah, I remember that story. They got to see a lot of different shades of the moon that night.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. All of us lined up, both sides of the bus. I knew what I said, and he knew what he said. He knew what you said. He said, okay, this is it. It's coming to a head. We're going to go in here. We're going to be grown men about it. We're going to fight it out. And then what comes out of it, comes out of it.
Play myself back into it. And that's just how I got down. But that was only because I knew I had you.
My 4th time in the finals, thanks to that man right over there.
If I didn't have you, I would have probably, wore my body out, just try to get ready, just try to get it back again.
But it worked out for us, though, because I came back and I wanted to do more, right? And I think you playing yourself in the shape throughout the course of the season gave me the opportunity to do more and to expand, to try different things and to push different things. And then when you got in shape, it was hard then to try for Phil to try to dial that back. Right? Because I'm out there going 40, 45, 50, all sorts of stuff. It feels like, okay, we got to rein you back in now. Rein me back in for what? No, I'm not getting reined back in, no.
I remember watching Crazy Jim Gray. And Jim Gray, Kobe said, Why should he have to, right? So,
that was a good one. I couldn't drive to practice fast enough. This was me at my craziest. This is what I'm thinking. I'm going to drive to practice. We're going to fight. It's going to be awesome. May get beat to a pulp, but God, you know what? It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one.
And that's what I came to practice, completely expecting that to happen. And I think B. Shaw might have calmed everybody down.
He was waiting. He was waiting. No, the funny thing is, I saw the article the night before. Uncle Jerome usually meets me at the house so we can ride together. So he wasn't there, so I wanted to beat him anyway. So I left the house at 8. As soon as I get to the ring, he was like,
I knew the fire that I lit. I knew what I said, and he knew what he said. You knew what you said, and you said, okay, this is it. It's coming to a head. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna be grown men about it. We're gonna fight it out, and then what comes out of it comes out of it. And that's just is what it is at that point.
They're just defined a little territory that's, their area, and I think that's kind of what you see in role playing a lot of times as a coach. You see guys want to have a space that they kind of define as, this is my area. Kobe's saying, don't talk about my game, I won't talk about yours.
When people say whose team is it, what does that mean to you?
Don't mean a damn thing to me.
No, I'm just now figuring that out 20 years later.
Yeah, don't mean a thing.
Then it did though.
See, here's the thing. I never really understood that then. Phil really enjoyed being able to throw those little quotes out there to create that tension. But Phil was very not confrontational.
Yeah, he was.
Right? Very indirect. You couldn't get a straight thing from him. Right? It was always kind of going this way to try to create this tension within the team that he believed in his mind we would figure out later. It's going to be messy now, but when they figure it out, it's going to be like this big kumbaya moment, and the team is just going to rise to a different level.
Kobe penetrates.
Feed to Shaq.
Bryant giving it up. A three-peat and a sweep.
Unbelievable feeling, to win 3 in a row. It's amazing to look back and see how far we've come, and now we've won 3. It's happened so fast.
After the third one, now we can start working on 4. All the old pressures of they're not winning and that was gone. Fast forward a little bit. We come create a super team, Gary called, we make it back to the finals.
Between the circles, snaps a pass to Rip. He'll step up, baseline left. But follows it up with a flush.
The Pistons smash the Lakers in 5.
On the Pistons thing, that's my fault because I didn't get us prepared to run our automatics. I didn't get Gary, I didn't get Carl, I didn't get the new guys on board enough to be able to execute properly. And we got to Detroit and it forced us to play our offense 94 feet and we weren't ready. And we couldn't do it and everything just capitulated from there. And that sits with me. That sits with me because we should have won that.
Easily.
Yep.
Ben Wallace guarding me.
That's ridiculous. See, what they did, the whole strategy was move the pressure up.
Yeah.
If you move the pressure up, it takes away Shaquille as a threat because now they have to harbor the ball up the court with pressure on the perimeter. So now that forces Shaq up. So now if he has to catch the ball at the top of the key for our automatics, he's not in the paint. Now that takes up all the seconds, all the time in the world to be able to trap him. Now you got to swing it. Now you're running late on clock. You got to force up a shot. And that was their whole plan. And I could have done a better job in leading us to counter it, man. It sucks.
The Detroit Pistons have just shocked the Los Angeles Lakers.
The Lakers repeat back-to-back titles. The LA Lakers, the 2010 NBA champions.
5 rings. 5 of them.
Do you think I was pissed when you got number 5?
Of course you were.
Oh, heated. I tore my house up.
No doubt. I bet you did.
No, I went crazy.
Pistons smash the Lakers in 5.
And for the Lakers, it truly will be the end of a particular era. For Kobe Bryant, the biggest of question marks, of course, for him.
If you can remember, that summer, we were playing in Hawaii. And I think I was trying to get some new money.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And I had a nice little game in Hawaii, and I ran by the great Dr. Jerry Buss, and I was like, pay me. So I kind of knew he was upset at that. So after the game in the finals, we lost. We had that team dinner. And he came in, and he sat by you and your lovely wife, Vanessa. He didn't say nothing to me. I said to myself, uh-oh.
Writing's on the wall.
I said to myself, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. So 2 days later, me and little Sharif and Mimi, we on the counter, Mulholland State, eating frosted flakes. And I hear Mitch Kupchak say, we will be taking inquiries on Shaq. I just dropped the ball still like, what? So I jumped in the car and I came down here to see Mitch. The cops was already waiting for him. Can't come in here, Shaq.
He had the cops waiting for you, huh?
Yeah, because he knew, because I was coming out here to choke his ass. I was going to choke the air out of Mitch Kupchak.
See, the thing about that is I didn't get any of that because we were looking for homes.
Right.
We were actually looking for homes in Chicago, researching schools, places to live.
So that was true, you were going to go to the Bulls?
Yeah. There was a story in ESPN, I think it was ESPN Magazine, and they asked you a question about me and Penny. And you said that we're essentially the same. And I looked at that and I said, no, we're not.
But I think you took that the wrong way because of all the misquotes and all the bad stuff.
I probably did. And I probably used as motivation too.
Yeah.
Saying, listen, if this is the conversation, I don't want this conversation. When I retire, I don't want people to say, okay, he only won because of Shaq. As unfair as that is, Magic never won without Cap, right? Michael never won without Scotty. So, but here I am getting stuck with this argument, which is not fair, but yet this is the argument people will make, and I'm not okay with that. And so therefore I knew, okay, I gotta go.
I had actually heard that, but I didn't believe it.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So,
we were looking for places in Chicago, man. We're flying up there to meet with Reinsdorf and
you want to
Paxson.
leave sunny California to go to cold-ass Chicago.
Vanessa signed off on moving out to, I think it was Lake Forest, I think it was, Chicago. And went on a vacation to Italy. I got a phone call, Rob Pelinka called me. And he said, Shaq just requested a trade. I was like, well, there goes Chicago. There's no way the Lakers are gonna lose me and Shaq in the same year.
But you know what I love about the great Dr. Jerry Buss? He called me and said, hey, you're aging. Of course, I know you want the money, but I can't lose this guy. I'm gonna start all over.
It's certainly a disappointing day in a lot of ways in Los Angeles. I mean, to say anything else, would not be telling the truth.
And because I understood the business of basketball, I was upset, but I understood it. And that's why I said, you know what, I gotta keep this going. That's why I like to come back for the Christmas grains. I'm gonna say something, you're gonna say something.
Yeah.
And it was ultimately good for the game.
Shaq's future is certain. A big shift in the balance of power in the NBA as the league's most dominant player is headed back east, the newest member of the Miami Heat.
Remember this? I'm gonna bring a championship to Miami, I promise.
And Shaq with a little elbow, but never looked at him, looked right over the top of Kobe's head.
Before the tip, you didn't even look at your former teammate, Kobe Bryant. Why not? You shook everybody else's hand.
Merry Christmas, everybody out there.
All right, thanks a lot, Shaquille. Back to you guys.
I'm gonna ask you a crazy question. After we split apart, were you trying to get more championships than me?
Oh, absolutely.
You were?
Absolutely. And I knew you were gonna get one. I knew you were gonna get one because of the energy, going into Miami and D-Wade and everything that was there. I knew you were gonna get that one. So I knew I had to get at least 2 or 3.
And the Miami Heat are champions of the basketball world!
I wanted you to get that because I needed that. I wanted that. Like, I wanted people to say, see, this is what they're missing here. This is what they gave up for, right? Kobe should have been the one to go. Now he's in Miami. I needed that. I wanted that. I wanted everybody to hate me. I wanted to fuel off of that and just come back with so much anger and so much vengeance. So I wanted that. So when you won, right after you won, I went out to the track and I ran. And I did my conditioning. I did my drills. I woke up the next morning. I hit my weights. I did my 1,000 shots. I did everything humanly possible to get myself ready. But I needed it. I was like, all right, yeah, good.
I needed it too. They loved us so much. They loved to keep our beef going.
Yeah.
They loved it.
It was entertainment for the city for so long. It was like, okay, what's going to happen? Because it was not a conversation of whether or not they're going to win the game.
Yeah,
it wasn't, you know, that wasn't a
never
topic of discussion.
Yeah,
it was like, okay, they're going to win tonight, or you know, they're going to make the playoff. That was never the topic. It was always, okay, what are these two going to be like tonight? Ring. I think this will be the last game where this game gets a lot of hoopla. I don't think the public really wants to hear about it too much anymore.
Shaq and Kobe actually acknowledged each other on several occasions prior to the open tip.
We had a game on Martin Luther King Day. I didn't want them talking about beef on that day. Remember that day? Everybody was, he goes back, and I just came to you and I put my hand out. I was like, I hold the with his hand.
Of course,
you put your hand out,
of course.
and the so-called beef was over.
They're going out of their way to show the world that they're getting along now, Mark.
See, NBA stands for nothing but actors. Like I tell people this all the time, we had our disagreements, but in real life, it's not like I'm going to, have an argument with you when you're with your family.
Right.
Like it's this life.
It's always Uncle Shaq.
So, but we had to keep it going. So, I love you, but I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How my ass tastes.
Yeah. Hold on, no.
I got it. I'm ready.
No, but that was something different.
I'm ready.
Yeah, but that was something different.
Now stop. Think about that. It ain't about that. It's about B.I.G., a.k.a. Big Shaq. Now that's the difference between first and last place. Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes.
I loved it. I loved every bit of it.
I was in a comedy club.
Yeah.
And y'all had lost.
Ray Allen, wide open three. Bang! A 38-point lead for the Boston Celtics. And after a 22-year absence, the Boston Celtics are NBA champions once again.
No, I know.
Yeah, and I get it. So I just had to do something just to keep the crowd going.
I know. I used it though.
But you know what? That right there was the beginning of the snitcher net.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm in a club in New York, an underground club, and next thing I know,
it's all good.
Yeah, I'm just doing it, everybody laughing at a good time. And next thing I know, I get a call from Uncle Jerome. Why the hell you do that, man? Like, what you talking about? What the hell is Kobe? I'm like,
Bro, listen, I think I heard it on Power 106.
Damn, they played on the radio?
They played on the radio.
Damn, big boy.
They were talking about it early in the morning or something like that.
Yeah, but you know what I realized about people? They loved us so much, they loved to keep our beef going.
Yeah.
They loved it.
Yeah, well, it kind of it was entertainment for the city for so long. It was like, okay, what's going to happen? Because it was not a conversation of whether or not they're going to win the game.
Yeah,
it wasn't, that wasn't a topic of discussion.
Yeah,
it was like, okay, they're going to win tonight, or they're going to make the playoff. That was never the topic. It was always, okay, what are these two going to be like tonight?
Yeah. What did he say? What did he say?
Yeah.
We're going to reunite the two of you back together again on Valentine's Day.
All right. Yeah, what's up, young boy? What's up, man? Yes, sir. Hey.
It felt good to play with you again.
It did. I had flashbacks.
Felt great. The game was real easy. We read each other very easily. And it was fun to kind of, go back to memory lane.
Do you believe him when he says it was all a media ploy by him to grab attention and take pressure off of you?
Big chief marketer? Yeah, you should say that all the time. You should say that all the time.
Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, co-MVPs of All-Star 2009.
I know you're not exactly the sentimental type, but when you guys are having the interaction on the court, feel like old times a little bit. Does it make you a little bit at all wistful for being able to play with Shaq, having those moments?
No.
Shaq?
No. But do you remember what you did during that game that made me realize I was with you all these years?
No.
You don't remember?
Mm-mm.
So we got the co-MVP. It's me, Sharif, and you standing on stage. And what'd you tell me to do? You told me to take the trophy home.
That's right.
Remember that?
I did.
And I took it home and I gave it to Sharif.
Yeah.
And I realized now, I was like, I think I may have messed something up. Because a lot of times that our beef was going on, you know me, I'm the master marketer. About 60% of the time, I would just say it just to keep it going. But like when you did that, when you didn't have to do that, because usually they take it and they mail it, but right. Like Shaq, Sharif loves you. So he said, here you go, Sharif, and you gave him the trophy. I just said to myself, I was like, luckily I won 3 out of 4 with this guy, but I was to this guy. So I owe you an apology. I'm gonna give you an apology, but we ain't gonna be doing all that crying. But thank you for that moment, because Sharif loved that moment. That was the first time I was able, to give him something. He was there. I was going through a lot at that time, and you know, he loved you for it. I love you for that moment. So thank you for that moment.
Thank you.
Couldn't have been scripted any better. Maybe my last one. If it is, it'll be a hell of a DVD.
All-Star game is over. Now it's time to get back down to business. See if we can't get that championship.
Bryant looks inside, finds Gasol. Gasol, count it, and a foul. It's official. The Lakers are NBA champions once again. LA wins the 2009 NBA title.
This team is going to be around, and they're going to have to be dealt with for years to come.
For me, it was kind of the perfect series, playing the Celtics, you know, them beating us in 08, and then, you know, having 5. I mean, we joke about that a lot, but the most important thing was beating the Celtics because of everything that they've meant to this organization. And it was a tough series for me. Most people don't know this, but I had a bone spur in my ankle. And then a couple of games in Boston, I had to leave the game, go back in the locker room and get it injected because I could barely walk. And I had a broken finger that I was playing with. I had a cast on my right finger. And then I was having to deal with, you know, Garnett, Pierce, Ray Allen, Rondo, Rasheed Watt, I mean, all these guys. And trying to figure out how to get through that series. And so it was a big relief to win. First and foremost, it was a relief to win and get out of that series alive. If I lost 2 to the Celtics, man, I've been miserable.
The Lakers repeat back-to-back titles. The LA Lakers, the 2010 NBA champions.
5 rings. 5 of them.
Do you think I was pissed when you got number 5?
Of course you were.
Oh,
no doubt.
I tore my house up.
No doubt. I bet you did.
No, I went crazy. Because when I got 4 and you got 4, I was like, hey, I got 4, he got 4, let's straight. When you got that 5th one, and then hold on, you said, I just wanted to get one more.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
TVs.
Yeah. And I said, you know what? There ain't nothing he can do about it either.
We know what it means as a team, but what about individually for you?
Just got one more than Shaq. So you can take that to the bank.
A couple days later, I said, I ain't gonna be able to get 5. I'm 38, hips bad, knees bad. I just got a call from Steve Kerr. They traded me to Cleveland. Cleveland traded me to Boston. I'm like, it might be over. So this is something that I have to live with, that Kobe has 5 and Shaq has 4. So I gotta live with that all my life.
That brings me so much joy.
But you know what I may do next week? I may sign with Golden State on your ass. So I can get another one. Sign a 10-day.
Hey, man.
Sign a 10-day with Golden State. So
oh, man. You know.
Would you be mad if I did that?
Nah.
Yeah, you would.
Nah, because you wouldn't win that one in an argument. you would.
3, 2, 1.
You remember when your jersey retirement, and I'm walking out, and we were in a playoff race, and the hunt and going south. And we were walking out, and I gave you daps, said, man, I love you, you know, congratulations, everything, and I was just, you know, happy for you, you know. But I couldn't help but say, you know, this night is made a lot sweeter because I know you have 4 and I have 5.
God, I don't want to do this anymore. I told you I don't want to do this.
Oh, yeah. This type of duo, I don't think you'll ever see again.
Never, ever, ever, ever. All right, we made it.
Yes, sir.
No problem.
None of that. None of that.
Hold on, we gotta take a picture. Give him 5 and give me 4.
Can you get them all in the picture? Yeah. Love you too, my man. It's a great one. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Still sitting.
All right. Hey, Joe.
That's hilarious.
I must have been a crazy. It was this one. I think it was this one. It was this, yeah, I missed me by inches. By inches. What the hell was I thinking?